you know?"
"Fabulous man, Arthur," Donald said. "His knowledge of the canon is unparalleled."
"Has Gemma told you about our most famous relative?" she said. I let out a breath, squeezed Ryan's hand, and then released it. So, Pippa had decided to play nicely tonight. That came as an enormous relief. Donald's eyes grew wide beneath his thick spectacles.
"You mean Sir Arthur?"
He turned to me.
"Gemma, you always said that wasn't true. That you aren't related to the great man himself, the creator of Sherlock Holmes."
"Opinions on that differ," I said. Pippa had instantly taken Donald's measure and decided to play along. Great Uncle Arthur insisted that Sir Arthur Conan Doyle was a distant relative of ours. My father maintained there wasn't the slightest bit of evidence to support that. Although, I suppose if you go back far enough, most everyone is related in some way or another, particularly those who share a name. Pippa had never shown any interest at all in the tales of Sherlock Holmes, and I assumed she was pretending to in order to be polite to Donald. That Donald was a devotee of the great detective was obvious. Not only was he here in London the night before a Holmes conference, but he wore a pin attached to his jacket, indicating he was a member of a Sherlockian society. His ulster was tossed over the back of his chair. That type of garment, a calf-length coat with a small cape, had last been fashionable around the time Holmes and Watson were dashing through the fog-shrouded streets of London, hunting for the origins of the goose that swallowed a priceless jewel. The waiter placed another small bowl of nuts and wasabi peas onto the table. "Can I get you something from the bar, madam?" "A soda water, please," Pippa said. "With a slice of lemon?"
"Good beer, this," Grant Thompson said. "I've missed a good English beer." Pippa turned her smile on him, and this time genuine interest flashed in her eyes. "You're obviously an American, but you've spent time in England. How marvellous. Oxford would be my guess." "I did my Ph.D. in English Lit there, yes," Grant said.
A middle-aged couple came into the bar, and I leapt to my feet. "Here they are now!" I ran across the room and gathered the newcomers into a deep hug. My mother hugged me in return, and then stepped away so my dad could shake me with enough enthusiasm to make my teeth rattle. "Gemma," he said when we finally separated. "Here you are. Gosh, but I've missed you." "I missed you too, Dad. Come and meet my friends." I led my parents to our table. "Everyone, this is Mum and Dad, Anne and Henry Doyle." We were having drinks in the downstairs bar of the Bentley Hotel in Kensington. My American friends and I were in London for the weekend-long Sherlock Holmes in the Modern World conference, being held at a big convention hotel a few doors down the street. I'd come because I was giving a talk on Holmes's influence on popular culture, Grant because he was on the lookout for rare books at a good price, and Donald because Sherlock Holmes was his life. Jayne was here for the vacation, and Ryan had come because he was Ryan. I noticed my mother glancing between Ryan and Grant, sizing them both up, wondering which one was with me. They were similar in age and both extremely handsome. Ryan, all 6'3" of him, had the look of his black Irish ancestors, with warm blue eyes and thick dark hair cut very short. Grant was slightly shorter, but also fit and lean, with brown hair curling around his collar and hazel eyes containing flakes of green that danced when he smiled. Greetings over and introductions made, my parents took their seats. We occupied a large, round table in a corner with enough space for all of us. A plush banquette covered in red silk with a pattern of tigers and cheetahs etched in gold thread was tucked into an alcove, and the chairs around the table were upholstered in green and gold velvet. Paintings of big cats hung on the walls, and the doorways and alcoves were trimmed in gilt. Being in the basement, the room had no windows. A soft, golden light, the type that makes everyone look good, came from lamps.